Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back, and welcome back, Queen Sugar. Oh, we missed you all so much. This episode did not have a lot of drama. We were basically just catching up. But of course, it did not disappoint visually, musically. I mean, it was just color, texture, just blackness everywhere. And it was amazing. Like, I just felt so full of pride watching this episode. I'd love to hear how you guys felt about this opening episode. This was season 5, episode 1. And I think the episode is called Never Let Go. And you guys, it was just full of new hair. Charlie Bordelon was giving us Congressional Bob. Okay. Nova has cut her locks. She's given us full curly texture, mohawk-ish type in the back, sides cut. Beautiful. You guys know Nova always gives us texture. Micah has cut his hair and he's all low, tight. What do you call that? Tapered. But he's giving us beard, giving us texture around the face and mouth, you guys. Even Little Blue's got a thick little curly afro. He's not getting any bigger though. I don't know. Is it me? Does it seem like Blue is getting any bigger to y'all? Cause I was like, why Blue ain't growing? I think I always had a complaint about Blue though. But anyway, listen, ain't Vi still look good? Hollywood still look good. Prosper looks good. Okay, y'all know how I feel about Hollywood. I be looking at Coffee. I do. I be looking at Ralph Angel, but in my heart, I'm a Hollywood girl. Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, new hair, new beginnings. Obviously, we've got new challenges with this Parker character that is being introduced, and the whole episode is just what we've grown to expect from Queen Sugar. It's conscious, right? Like, woke and irrelevant. It's very relevant body of work. It just does not disappoint. But let's get into our characters. But before we do, remember, if you love the way I roll out my reviews, I would love to have a thumbs up from you guys, a subscription from you guys. It's free. Hit that notification bell. These meaty shows, these shows with all this texture and body and relevance is how I built my channel. And I would love to have you guys as honeybees. Um, and also, you guys know we like to talk about it down below. I want to see some things that you guys noticed. I want to hear about some scenes that you thought were especially beautiful. Because I'm going to tell you, and I want you to tell me. Okay, so listen. Gonna be really quick, you guys. Look at my notes. Look at my notes. Not even a full page, you guys. Like I said, this was kind of like a catch you up episode. It started out with Nova. Nova quite often opens the scene, the seasons, meaning she's like usually stuff that's going on with her and what she's working on usually opens the seasons. And now we're into 5 seasons. I would say Nova has opened probably 3 to 4 of the seasons, maybe Two to three, maybe two to three. Y'all tell me what y'all remember and put it down below. Y'all know last season, okay, the Lord has had to reconcile Nova back to us because y'all know last year me and Nova wasn't. I'm just saying. It opens with Nova sort of giving a personal prayer and this sacrificial haircut, these new beginnings. She is starting a digital newspaper that she's calling True Papers, which is named after her mom, who passed away. And y'all remember what we left off with really last year, and where Nova is concerned. Nova had uncovered the fact that her mama Trudy is buried somewhere on Bordelon land where they don't know. So this highway that was trying to come through, it was imperative that they get that stopped because they could be driving right over her mama. Like, they could be digging her mama up. Like, anywho, we get to see Ra, and Ra is super, super comfortable and super, super happy. He's at home with Blue and Darla, and they have reconciled with one another. They have reconciled as a family, and it just all together, that whole scenario is really, really beautiful. Ra has done an amazing job creating this home and this space. And the set designers have done an amazing job with that farm, like the porch setup, the kitchen setup, those that blue and yellow background, those blue and cream curtains. Like, it's really, really beautiful. It's rich. It's kind of nostalgic, but at the same time, it's current. It's fresh. It's really pretty. It pops. It's clean. It's just beautiful and textured, and just full of lots and lots and lots of color. I just love that. I really, really love that. Love that kitchen scene with Ra and Nova. Just the beauty of their blackness against that pale yellow kitchen wall setup, and then that pop of texture of blue and white, and then the blue plate stack. Like, I look at all of that, you guys. I just think it's amazing. I loved Nova's hands, the texture, just the darkness of her skin through this episode, and then that dark nail polish. Nova always gives us just this really regal, beautiful, textured, colorful sense of blackness. And she doesn't disappoint in this episode, or in this season so far. She is giving us more muted colors, and definitely more earth tones. She's not giving us as much vibrance as she's given us in the past season, but it is just episode 1 of season 5, you guys. Pace yourselves. Jeez Louise, you guys are such texture whores. You guys are such pops of color whores. Oh, y'all know we love this show. So anyway, yeah, so Blue and Darla, they're just doing really, really well. Blue is thriving. He apparently is somewhat of a, budding chef. Hollywood and Vi are still thriving and getting it in, both in love and in business. I love the fact that he's still kind of chasing her around the kitchen, and she's still like, boy, go on, she's trying to get my cookies. He was like, just let me have a little nibble. And she was like, oh, okay. I just love it. I just love it. And is it me, or is Vi not aging? Like, she just looks amazing, right? Tina Lifford, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And y'all already know how I feel about Hollywood, okay? He could get some of Miss Honey's blackberry cobbler any old time he wants. But I digress. Charlie is when we see her, she's calling after Micah. He's super busy. She's got her own journey. He's got his own journey. I love the way she looks in this first scene that we see her. giving us Michelle Obama teas. Like I said, she got an old congressional bob on her head. It looks good. That blue dress with the one shoulder. I was like, Charlie, you don't give us Michelle Obama. Come on, Obama. Shelly Shell. I see you, girl. Well, they all getting together and they going down to the courthouse because today is the day they gonna sentence Francis for setting fire to the to Queen Sugar Mill, okay? And of course, when we get down there, Francis is as indignant and self-righteous as ever. I mean, it's kind of like the mantra, the MO, the hat that Caucasians wear, righteous indignation. Like, settle yourself. You set an entire business on fire. I mean, you don't get no say so up in this court, and you ain't got to plead nary way because you've already been found guilty, boo. And plus, on top of that, you get 7 years. Take you and your dry ponytail, your dry salt and pepper ponytail, and your wrinkly old skin, and be gone. Poof, 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 be gone. Now, this is the first time we get to see Parker. Parker comes into the courtroom and stands in the back. Now, she can somehow, some way to Francis and her daddy and Francis's brother. So we got the side eye Parker. We got the side eye Parker because Parker done drank the Kool-Aid, and she's head of the Beckington group, and later on we gonna find out that she is also the newest board member to the Bank of St. Joe, right? But we gonna talk about it. So we get to see her, and like I said, Micah is in the win. Raw gets some bad news, right? And at the same time, Darla is doing what she can to kind of mediate what's going on between Ra and Nova. Nova is having a celebration for True Papers, the rollout of her digital magazine, basically. I don't know if it's a magazine or a newspaper. I'm not sure which one, but it's digital and it looks like it's going to be beautiful. We'll learn a little bit more. Well, he don't know if he want to go. He feeling a type of way because of how Nova carried herself last season. And we all were, and we all know that Ralph Angel is just a little bit slower to catch up. When he holds a grudge, he holds a grudge. Ralph Angel is not finna be rolling out no sensitivity with you. The only person that he was really, really kind of quick to reconcile with was that whole Blue situation, Blue's paternity situation, because he loved Blue. That was a non-negotiable. He couldn't go a day without loving Blue. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing he reconciled himself with immediately. Even with the Darla situation, it took a while for him to come back around. This is who Ralph Angel is. But she talks to him about the function, and he says he's going to think about it at the same time he gets this letter. And when he goes to the celebration, we get to see Nova's new spot. Calvin is living with her. He's interacting with people there, her friends there and everything, and trying his best, to fit in as much as he can, for a white man. Bless his heart. Oh, poor dear. Anyway, well, Ralph Angel gets there, Vi's there, and Charlie is there, and he kind of, nudges and tells Nova he needs to see her over here. Now, I don't know why he wasn't doing Charlie that way. Maybe he didn't see Charlie, but he gonna talk with Nova. You know what I'm saying? It was just weird because it's not like him and Nova really have this relationship per se right now. They was having a hard time. So he tells her he got this letter. It's bad news. We still don't know what it is. Charlie right on her heels, and she want to know what gives, like what's going on, like what we talking about, what's happening here. The next thing we see is that the town, the whole, everybody in Nova's celebration and gathering is getting text messages. The whole town basically is getting this information all at the same time that he's dropping it on Charlie and on Nova. And so then we see them in this in an emergency city council meeting that Charlie has called as councilwoman, the first black councilwoman in St. Joe's Parish. Mm. And we find out that this whole bad news letter situation was sent out to all the farmers about eminent domain. Basically, it's kind of, a highfalutin eviction notice, trying to commandeer the land for this highway, right? We had already put the kibosh on this highway situation, right? Like, why is we still talking about this? Well, this is all Parker's doing. She's pushing forward. She's pushing an inch at a time, but she's still pushing forward, right? Anyway, we see where they have this whole conversation during the city council thing, and Rob basically stands up and he is definitive about this is not gonna work. Like, we not doing this. I'm not losing my land. This is what we were promised. This is what we expect. If you guys are supposed to be speaking on our behalf, you're supposed to be speaking for the farmers, for the people in this parish. Like, this is what we expect, and this means you too, Charlie. I was like, you better come through, Ralph Angel, with your responsible speaking. I hear Papa Bordelon coming all up and out and through, right? And I love it. I like every bit of it, right? Okay. So then we see where Nova then goes over, like I said, and just tries to console Ralph Angel. And she says, we will figure this out. And he was like, we. And she was like, yes, we. Me and you. I love you. I'm sorry for what I did. Let me show you. Let me show you. And this was a part of her prayer in terms of redemption. It wasn't just about Francis going to jail or it was just about her redeeming herself back to her family after she had cut such a deep rift with her book. Also, did I mention that her paper is going to be funded by the proceeds of the book that she wrote, which was like bestseller. So it's all cool. It's a good moment. This is sort of a plea for her, plea from her to Ralph Angel for forgiveness, to let her in. Let me prove to you. Okay, let me prove to you, okay? Me and you shall never part. Okay, I love it. Charlie and Nova go before the court, and they win a stay against this whole eminent domain attempt with the courts. And it's Parker and her attorney. I think Parker is an attorney. Maybe, I don't know. But her and this other woman standing there. And it's Nova and Charlie. And then I think legal counsel for them. And Charlie and Nova make quick work of them, right? Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need. They need time to do surveys and see how it's going to affect the land and so on and so forth. Like, this is just no small feat. Like, y'all, we not waking up tomorrow and y'all driving, you know what I'm saying? No. This thing's going to be a process. Y'all not finna rush us through, steal the land and kick people out and all of that and like, nah. So Parker then wants to have a conversation with Charlie alone, and Nova's like, what you won't do is dismiss me. Whatever you say to my sister, you say to me. And Parker, it seems like she's playing the long game. She's being real patient. She knows that she's not just running up against no flimsy old Caucasian. She running up against sisters, and Charlie was instrumental in taking her Francis down, and whatever the white man name is, taking him down, and the nephew. You know what I'm saying? Like, she started the meal. Like, Nova's got a past of her own. Like, she knows that, it ain't no little poo-poo thing coming up against these Bordelon girls, right? So she backs off of it, and we see where Hollywood and Prosper and Ralph Angel are painting the new spot. and it's going to be like a men's club type thing that Hollywood is doing. And they're doing there what they're probably going to be doing in the club, which is discussing issues that's going on in the parish, of what's affecting the businesses, the farmers and families, and so on and so forth. From a male perspective, I'm here for it. I love it. I think it's great. We see Nova and Calvin, like I said, they're living together, all couple style. It's not as organic as I'd like it to be yet. It's still kind of weird and awkward in a way. We also see where they eventually have this conversation, not just about the different ways that they live comfortably in their space, and there are differences if you're black or and white, the way we live, the way we are in our homes, in our space and stuff like that, around our pets. It can be different, and it can be a bit of a challenge. But also, he feels absolutely wonderful, comfortable, cool, great around her family. Why? Because he's welcomed, he's loved, you know what I mean? Like, he's accepted, he's not threatened. But at the same time, she wants to have that same sort of relationship with his family, to be introduced to his family, to be incorporated into his family as well. And he's a little hesitant about that because it's his grandfather's 85th birthday, and his grandfather is not so nice. And that's fancy for saying his grandfather is a racist, right? Like, he got an issue. If he ain't a racist, he probably is a sexist. You know what I'm saying? Like, go back 85 years, y'all. Go back 85 years and just think about the okay, so go back 75 years and make him a 15-year-old boy. Just think about what was going on by then, like how he was brought up, what he was steeped in, and this is what Calvin feels like he is trying to protect Nova from. But the first line of defense against that is you, Calvin, yourself. If you are not hanging with your family because they're a certain type of way, you need to be with your family, and you need to tell your family this, and this. Like, you're the first line of defense for Nova. You need to be saying, no, those conversations aren't great. That's inappropriate. That's racist. That's a stereotype. Think about it this way. Like, you need to be paving that crooked way for her and making it plain for her, so that when she comes into that environment, everybody knows, keep your mouth off my wife. Everybody knows that they can't have those off color, microaggressive conversations with you, around you, with your wife, around your wife. Okay, I'm just saying, if you worried about what's going on with your family, it starts with you, brother Calvin. That's all I'm saying. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. So let's talk about Rob, Blue, and Nova are at dinner, and they're praying as a family. We can see this whole setup, the breakfast in bed, and just all of this loving, wonderful, comfortable family style scenes that we're seeing from Ralph Angel and from Nova is leading to a place, right? Charlie meets with Parker privately down at the burnt out meal, and Parker is immediately like, "Oh, you should be happy. Frances is doing her time, and you're gonna get this insurance check." Like, the way she's coming across, and I'm like Charlie when she was like, "Listen, sister," and Charlie was like, "Sister, you ain't no kin to me. You ain't no kin to me." Hold that thought, Charlie. We don't know yet. Hold that thought. And she was like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take eminent domain off the table. We're gonna give the farmers double, triple what the government was gonna give them, just so everything can be equal, and everybody can get what they want and move on. The people want their land, is what Charlie is telling her. The people want their land. They want the legacy of the land. And Parker's like, "You sure about that?" And she's like, yeah. She was like, "Well, we'll see about that." And Charlie's like, "Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Better than you have tried. Don't even try it." Okay. And It is a moment. Like, I'm totally side eyeing this Parker chick because she thinks she's slick, and I think she feels like she's got it all figured out, and she's gonna be more successful than the white folks before her, Francis and her brother and whatnot. She's going to be more successful than, because I'm black and I know black people and I know how black people operate and I know how to work around black people and I know what speaks to black people. That's how she's coming across. Like, I know how to handle these ninjas, right? That's how she coming across to me. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm just saying, right? She rubbing me the wrong way and I'm side eyeing her. Okay. Meanwhile, Charlie is not picking up what Parker is putting down. We see where Micah is pledging and it is running him ragged. He does cross over in this episode and become, let's see, what does he become? He becomes a Zeta Gamma Nu, a new Zeta Gamma. Um, it's weird. It's a weird thing. I'm not really into these types of things. I know a lot of people pledge. I never pledge. I just have never been one to do those types of things. It always kind of comes across to me as wanting to belong, and I think that's okay. I don't know. It's just something about it. Like, just even the pledge process. It's something about it that for me comes across kind of like not idol worship, but maybe it's the whole pledge thing. Y'all tell me what y'all think. You tell me what y'all think. Y'all are really good at helping Miss Honey kind of articulate what it is she's feeling, and I'm just saying, it just seems a little bit like indoctrination, and I be fighting against indoctrination. Like, I'm a GDI, gosh darn individual, right? I don't know. Not saying it's anything against other people doing it. I'm just saying I always have um I've always frowned upon it. I had this moment where I thought I could, but I realized quickly it ain't for me. Nova and Calvin, like I said, discussed the whole hanging out with the family situation. I love this next scene, which was the entire township comes out and celebrates. It's called the Feast of Josephine, and it's all about celebrating Miss Josephine, who the town St. Joe is named after. So this is something that Charlie implemented, and it brings the whole town out, young ones and old ones. I love that there is a diverse group of young ones behind her with photos of their ancestors. I loved how the tables were set up with those photos. Like, if this was your table, you had photos of the ancestors that had gone before you that maybe were pivotal in the town or instrumental in the building of the town. Everybody was dressed in purple, really regal colors. It was really, really beautiful, like the purple family, because I felt like some of the colors were maybe a little burgundy-ish, wine-ish, but all very, very lovely, all very, very beautiful. And it was the celebration, right? So during the Feast of St. Josephine's celebration, we see where now this celebration was the brainchild of Councilman Charlie Bordelon, but they're supposed to have this moment where a representative from the Bank of St. Joe comes up, and it's little Miss Parker, and she announces, as the head of the Beckington Group and the newest member of the Bank of St. Joe, she's happy to announce that they have amicably negotiated a new route for the highway, and it's going to run between Route yada 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 and yada 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 street. And it's all thanks to Charlie Bordelon. You guys have Charlie Bordelon to thank. So have a wonderful night. It's good news, bad news, and she's dropping it. She really throwing Charlie under the bus in terms of what the town thinks. And y'all know the town love to blame Charlie. Okay, she's done a lot for this town, and they've done a lot for her. Okay, even exchange, but when it comes to blame, they always quick and ready with that blame. And basically, this new highway is going to run directly through the cemetery where everybody's loved ones are buried. I think include no, Papa Bordelon is buried on Bordelon land, but still, they all gathered around her, won't give her a chance to talk. Like, how could you do this, Charlie? I thought you said, Charlie, I don't want my family dug up, Charlie. They not finna dig up my family, Charlie. And she has to get out of there. She has to collect herself, and she has to rally herself, and she has to realize the fight is on. The gauntlet has been thrown down. And Charlie lets Aunt Vi know that she ready for the fight, okay? And she is not about to crumble like she fragile, like some old damsel. Oh, no, no, no. I'm gonna fight. It's a great moment, and it's a moment that we've seen time and time again from Charlie Bordelon. She's, like I said, not fragile. She knows how to put her big girl panties on. She knows how to put her wading suit on. And she goes out into the deep end of things. And she don't mind. And she always got her sword ready, baby. Okay? Y'all know Charlie will cut some heads off. The last scene, and probably one of my favorite scenes, is Ralph Angel and Darla walking after the St. Joe celebration, walking and holding hands. And once again, we've just seen them continually in this episode supporting and comforting and encouraging one another. And they're doing this once again. They're walking along the waterway there, and Ralph Angel gets down on one knee and proposes to Darla and says, would you do me the pleasure of making me your husband? I thought it was a good change from would you do me the pleasure of making you my wife, but making me your husband, because that's really what Ralph Angel has done ever since he's known her. He's taken care of her. I mean, he's had his shortcomings going to jail and stuff like that, but for the most part, he has done nothing but support and love and take care of Darla and Blue. And so this is a fitting moment. My thing with Darla and Ralph Angel is that they always have these seasons of happiness, and then somehow something happens that we don't see them band together and fight together. We see them break apart. So fingers crossed for Ralph Angel and Darla. I thought it was a good episode. I'd like to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, 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 I holla.